really today is all about the questions, and the power of the questions, just looking at the wall outside, indicates that this is a pretty powerful group of people. And if it weren't for the questions, we wouldn't have anything.
And I like the idea that there was no agenda, there was no real forum other than attending and with a willingness to participate and learn from others. And so it's a different structure. It's probably similar to my classrooms, and that's what motivated me to attend.
I joined the group because I've been doing I have you can follow my blog on Twitter. I'm documenting the transformation of my classroom into 21st century space for learning. And what does that look like? And how do we create those spaces for our learners so that it's engaging, so that it encourages them to want to learn, so that it frees them up, so that the teacher doesn't become the stopper of the bottle that stops learning from happening? What does that look like?
You know, you start to create these really, really passionate conversations. You know, the people here, they're here on a Saturday morning because they care, right? Because they're passionate about education, they're passionate about, you know, working with students and really trying to make to make things the best that they can be.
To be all the good stuff from the conferences I've been to. I find that a lot of organized conferences, half the sessions are killer, and the other half of the session are just kind of so-so. But the really good stuff comes from the conversations that occur outside of those sessions. And it seemed to be that the unconference structure meant that you were spending an entire day doing all of the good stuff from a conference without the other stuff that would seem to be less informative, less meaningful.
In my class, I teach grade 4, and I want them to love learning, and I don't want it to be something that's a fight at home, and I don't want it to be something that's painful. I want them to go home and want to learn. Like, they have their own blog. I want them to go home and want to write something on their blog because they want to do it, not because I've told them that they have to do it. And so I think, you know, kids coming into the class and being like, oh, I wrote this blog post last night, did you get it? And then wanting to share it with the other kids in the class, and then that motivates other kids to want to go home and do that kind of thing. So it's more of like an internal thing and more student driven, and they're doing things that they're interested in. And I told them it's all learning. Like, I don't tell you what you have to go home and learn. You can go home and learn whatever you want to learn.
Conversations were all over the place. I mean, the really neat thing is the breadth of material covered, where you start with a topic and that topic sort of starts branching out into other topics, and then those other topics get brought in, and you start to see those initial questions from different perspectives, or from the perspectives of people from different disciplines, from different aspects of education, different aspects of life and experience. And I thought that was really neat. You didn't have to spend a whole hour focusing on one narrow point, that you could start looking at this from all these different facets.
So I think part of it is looking at what is the structure, what is the systemic structure, and what are ways to hold people other than you to account for what's happening, and getting to the board. Because I mean, I think teaching is a fantastic way to experiment with new ways in education, and your learning should be shared with others, because there are things that I'm sure are working and things that are probably failing epically, and the more that gets shared, the more the next people will do a better job at it.
The drive for me is seeing how successful my students who are coming out of a regular classroom situation with failing grades, feeling like they can't contribute and participate in school, go from that point of view to, wow, we're writing our own blogs, we're maintaining posts, we're commenting, we're producing things using web tools, putting them out there on wikis. People around the world are commenting on them, and they feel like it's really leveled that playing field. They feel important, they've got a valid audience. Just last week, one of my students had someone comment on her blog that she was a fabulous writer, and that's the first time she's ever been told that. And I mean, goosebumps up and down my arms when you saw that child's face light up. That's the motivation for me, is that these kids can succeed in school.
What's been amazing to me is that, from my perspective, a lot of the concerns and frustrations that the educators here are raising are the same things that I'm facing from the other side, and I'm wondering what we can be doing collaboratively to get together and solve the same issues that we have, with the same concern about how best to educate our children. I would encourage any parent who's interested in education to come and participate in this way as well. Please get involved in the formal channels, but come to this as well. It's a great way to to hear about the issues from the other sides.
There's a lot of passionate educators in the system that really care about student learning.
I like that it's very raw, it's really authentic, and lots of real practical discussion as well. We're moving towards a society that is extremely creative, and it's not just about information or knowledge anymore, that we need to know what to do with that and where to innovate.
We have to be that change that we want to see in the world. We can't expect it to come from outside of us. We are those change makers. That responsibility lies in each and every one of us.